Hello, it's Marika Lake here. I live on the west coast of Australia with my hubby Greg, and we homeschool our 4 kids. I have Will, who's in grade 9, Emily is in grade 5, Cruz is in grade 3, and Jackson is in grade 1. And we are going into our 5th year of homeschooling here in the Lake House Homeschool. In today's video, I am going to do a 2023 curriculum haul. So I'm going to show you all of the books and resources that we are using here in our homeschool for 2023. If you are new to homeschooling, make sure you check out my Homeschool 101 series that I did in January here on my channel. I will fly a card up the top and pop a link in the description box down below to that playlist for you. Okay, let's get in and have a look at all of the things that we are using for 2023. So here is my big stack of curriculum that we are going to be using here in the Lake House Homeschool in 2023. Now just keep in mind it is a huge stack because I am teaching 4 children. So that's why I've got lots of things to show you. But let's dive in and have a look at all of the things that we're using for 2023. Now the main curriculum that we use is actually Gather Round Homeschool, and they are unit studies. Now I've been using Gather Round Homeschool I think for the past 2 years. We're going into our 3rd year using it, and so far we are still absolutely loving it. So for our main, what we do, we have 4 terms here in Western Australia, and I usually do 4 unit studies a term. So the first term, let me say that again. We do 4 unit studies a year. So we do 1 each term. Okay, so the first one that we're doing in term 1 is Earth Science. And then I've only purchased this, printed it out and ready to go. I only purchase my unit studies as the term comes around. So don't purchase a year in advance. We will do 1 term and then I have an idea of what I want to study throughout the year, but generally I'll make that decision each term and then I'll go ahead and purchase it and print it before the term starts. So for this year, we're doing Earth Science at the very beginning of term 1. And then in term 2, I think we're going to do Antarctica. And term 3, we're going to do artists. And in term 4, we're going to do botany. So that is our plan. And then I also throw in 2 mini unit studies throughout the year as well. We love their Easter mini unit study. So we'll probably do that again. And also this year, we're going to do Christmas Around the World from Gather Round Homeschool as well. So all up, I guess that's 6 unit studies, 4 main unit studies, and then 2 mini unit studies as well. So I always get a teacher's guide which has all the information that I read aloud, and then all of the children have their own notebooks, and these unit studies cover all of the learning areas. So they have language and literacy is included in here. The history is included in here, science, geography, art, and Bible. It's all inclusive. The only thing I have to add in is math, and I will show you that. So I love Gather Round Unit Studies. I will do a flip through of this unit study so you can have a look, but I have done flip throughs and reviews of all the unit studies that we've used here in the Lake House Homeschool. I will fly a card up the top to that playlist so you can have a look at the other unit studies that we have done over the last couple of years. But our main curriculum that we're using this year again is Gather Round Homeschool, and our first unit study is going to be Earth Science. Now, I do add some things into our unit studies for some of my children because just sometimes they are a little weak in some of the areas. So I add in a little extra work. So for some of my children, they need extra spelling work. And so I really enjoy the targeting series of books. And so we use targeting spelling to add in extra spelling work. I believe these books, I know here in West Australia, I just purchased my targeting books from Big W, but you can get them online. And so I just get, my daughter uses this one. And she just does 10 minutes in this book each time we do our unit study. So it's really simple to add that in. So that's this extra spelling that we use. And then for extra grammar, I use just the targeting grammar activity book as well. My daughter really enjoys using this. Again, we will just add in extra 10 minutes to help out with any extra grammar. So we will be using that this year. And my children also need help with writing. And so we've been using this Jump In writing program. It's a middle school program. My son's been using it. It lasts for a couple of years. And then after this one, there's another one to go after that. So my son is finishing using this off and my daughter will start using it this year as well. We really, really like this writing program. I have done a flip through of this program. If you wanted to have a closer look inside, I will fly a card up the top and put links in the description box down below. So if you would like a look inside this writing program, you can have a look. But we really like this Jump In writing program. It's excellent. Now, as I said, with the Gather Round Unit Studies, it doesn't include math, and so you have to add in your own math. And so we use two different math programs here in our house. We use this Simply Good and the Beautiful Math for two of my children, and we absolutely love this curriculum. I believe I've done a flip through or a look inside this math from the Good and the Beautiful. So again, I'll fly a card at the top and put links in the description box down below if you'd like to go and have a closer look. But the math from the Good and Beautiful is actually free to download on their website. So you can have a look at the math program, any of the levels online. So I use this for two of my children and they really enjoy using this. So we'll be using this math program again. And we also use an online math program, which is called mathsonline.com.au. And it's a great math program. It is aligned with the Australian national curriculum, which I absolutely love. Super easy to use. My oldest son exclusively uses this program, and then my other three children use it mixed in with the Good and the Beautiful as well. But we really enjoy using the Maths Online. You can get a free trial of the program if you wanted to have a look at it before you signed up to using it. So make sure if you are looking to use the program, you haven't signed up yet, just check out that free trial. Their customer service is really great. So you can have a free trial and see if it's going to work for your kids. But there are the two programs that we are using for math in 2023. Now, I also add in extra history to our unit study because the unit studies are from overseas. They're written in Canada, so written for Canadian families and American families. So I always make sure I add in Australian history, which is really important to make sure you add that in. But I've also added in the Story of the World this year simply because we absolutely love these books. We started reading this, I think, last year and we stopped using it and I miss it. And so we've been using, this is the third, volume 3 in the Story of the World series. I believe I've done a flip through of this one too if you wanted to have a look. We've read volume 1 and volume 2 and absolutely loved it. So we're going to go back to using this and simply just reading aloud. So reading aloud from this, not necessarily doing all kind of the activities that go along with it, but we enjoy reading this book. So we're going to use this as a read aloud. And then these are the Australian history books that I'm adding in. I've got quite a few here just because I've got lots of different ages that I'm teaching. So for my younger children, we're going to use this Australian Geographic, The Story of Australia. This is from First Peoples to 1805. I think I included this book in my last year's curriculum haul, but we actually didn't end up using it. So I am going to use it this year. So we're going to be using that for my younger children. And then this is for these three books are for my older son. So he is been reading this last year, and as it's quite a thick book, he'll be reading it for a few years. This is just called The Story of Australia for the young and the curious, and he just kind of reads this on his own. When we do Australian history, he gets that out and reads some of that. And then I just have these two workbooks that I've grabbed for him, which is from the Australian Homeschool series. I will link these books again. I'll actually link all of the curriculum that I'm showing you in the description box down below. So make sure you check out that box so you can go and have a look at where you can buy these things from, how much they cost, and all that kind of stuff. So I just grabbed him this workbook. This is Australian history from 1901 to 1945. You know, he's done a lot of work of early Australian history, but I really wanted him to get into learning more about the different wars and things like that. So I grabbed him this. It's just a workbook. And then I also got him this one too, which is a basic economics book. This is again from the Australian Homeschooling series, and this is for years 8 to 10. So just looking at, as you can see, these are all things they're going to cover here: income and saving, expenses, credit cards, taxation, all that kind of important stuff that he needs to be learning about. I'm also going to do some Australian geography with my children this year, and we are using this Discover Down Under book, which is Australian geography for kids. I actually used this book a couple of years ago with my kiddos, so I'm going to get it back out again and use it again, not for my older son because he will remember what he learnt in this, but definitely for my 3 younger kiddos, we will be doing this one again. I also add in some Bible curriculums as well. These 2 curriculums we've actually already been using last year, and we're just still working through them. With my curriculums, I don't tend to worry to have to get things finished in a year. If they take over the school year, into the next school year to complete, I don't mind. I'm totally relaxed about it. So my older son, who is 14 turning 15 this year, is using this Foundations in Romans Bible study. It's for grades 7 to 12. I believe this is from Simply Charlotte Mason. I bought this, and again, I always buy stuff that's, especially from overseas, I tend to find like PDF downloads so I can print them off myself, which I've done here. So this is just going through the book of Romans, but a real in-depth study. So this will take him quite a while to work through that. So he's using that. And then Cruz and Emily use More Than Words Bible study or Bible curriculum, which is from Rebecca Spooner. I believe I've done a flip through of this one, so I'll fly a card up the top and pop a link in the description box below so that you can have a look. We're nearly at the end of this one. So again, I bought the PDF and printed it out, but if I printed it all out, it would be like this thick. And so they were kind of divided into 4 quarters. And so I have just put, I think, 1 or 2, this might have quarter 3 and 4 in this volume, so I've kind of got 2 volumes. So he's been working on this More Than Words curriculum. He's nearly at the end, I think, of this one, and so he'll finish off using this. So this is the More Than Words Bible curriculum, and 2 of my kiddos are using this one. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that you found all of that information helpful. I will link anything that I can in the description box down below, so make sure you check out all the links down there. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.